I was 14, and like I said, I was in it, but not really in it like an adult would be. Lonzo, you know, you being a little older than me, what were the streets talking during the trial? Like, I remember one time hearing something from somebody, not verbatim, but them saying if this trial doesn't go a certain way, then all hell's going to break loose, or something along those lines. You know, what were the adults talking about at this time during the trial?
It was kind of like what you just said, pretty much. You know, they need to do right by this dude right here. Nobody knew Rodney King, but they need to do right by this brother. It was obvious he was getting the shit beat out of him in Simi Valley by 4 or 5 cops, and they kept saying he was moving. He was moving. When you keep getting hit, you're gonna keep on moving. Okay, it wasn't like he was trying to run or fight back. Your body's gonna react to that shit. Okay, your body's gonna flinch. You're gonna, you know, he kept moving until he's knocked out or unconscious. He's gonna continue to move, man. So for them to keep saying he kept moving, they never tried to handcuff him. They just kept beating him. They wasn't trying to cuff him. They was just beating him. You know, they had a good target. He was a big dude. They had him outnumbered. It was dark. They had everything they needed to make it happen, and they put on a show for the camera and got caught. If it hadn't been for that camera, he'd have been a lumpy brother that went home that night or went to jail that night and he fell down or something. 54 blows. Thank you.
Gee, I'm 14 at this time. Once again, I'm watching this, and I knew it was wrong then, and of course I know it was wrong now as a man who's almost pushing 50. So my mind hasn't even changed on that. But how did the jury not see this?
They didn't care, dude. And
it was an all-white jury too, so it was in Simi Valley. They moved it from LA County to Simi Valley as well.
Right. When you jury of your peers, that was the peers of the police. They weren't Rodney King's peers. They were not Rodney King's peers. They were peers of the policemen. And if you watch enough movies, some of the most diabolical things happen, obviously right in front of your face, and not guilty. Huh? And that's what made the OJ trial so impactful for us, because everybody figured he had something to do with it, but he got away with it. So we like, yay! And that's why even the OJ just dying, it's still a controversy on, you know, hey, he may have done it, but fuck you. Okay, that's the attitude. If he did it, fuck you. How many times we done got fucked over by the same legal system? Johnny knew how to play the game. So same thing, Doc. I'm not belittling anybody's death or anybody's beating, anything of that nature. But you know, sometimes it's like an eye for an eye. Oh, you got me, I got you back. We had a chance to get one for the Gipper, and they got it for the juice.
Now everyone remembers where they were when during OJ's verdict. I'm pretty sure it was a big story, but do you remember where you were during the Rodney King verdict? And talk to me and tell me what you were feeling and all that.
At Rodney King verdict, my stomach sunk, because that was major topics, man, for all the brothers' conversations. Major topics. Major topic for all brothers' conversations. I watched it on the news. I watched all the commentary. I watched everything. My cousin was around. We had conversations in the morning. We had them after the court trial. We talked about it. It was all consuming, dude. It was all consuming. And when they said he had they gave him not guilty. So well, they gave one guy. They gave one guy a little time, but for the most part, not guilty. Not guilty. Last time I felt like that, the next time I felt like that, it was the day Trump won. Night when Trump won, I just felt sick, dude. Like, what the fuck? What y'all think? What are y'all thinking about? Same thing. I was like, what are y'all thinking about? What did I miss that you didn't see? What did I see that you missed? And it just was a very disheartening feeling, man. And you really felt that you were in the wrong place, dude. It made you feel like you were in the wrong place, because it was obviously something there was, you know, the dude that he was allegedly doing 100 miles an hour in a Hyundai. He must have been going downhill in the snow, but that still didn't justify Why you give him a ticket? At one point in time, when were you going to try and handcuff him? That was street justice, dude. That had nothing to do with the law and order. That was just street justice. You know, most gangbangers know the rule of the street is if you run, they get to beat you. If you run from the police, they get to beat you. Whether it's in a car or on foot, it's the same philosophy. It's not written no place, but that is the common scenario. If you run from the police, they're gonna beat your ass.
92, you were you were a younger cat. Let's go 30-ish, something like that.
Yep.
Right. Okay. So, do you remember anyone talking about, like, behind the scenes, obviously, like talking about, hey man, we about to riot if this shit goes down, or was it something that just gradually happened?
Nah, I didn't.
You remember?
I didn't. I wasn't involved. I didn't know about. None of my people was into rioting or anything. I can't think my brother. He was into shit like that. He would go out there. He called it shopping. I'm going shopping tonight. But that's right after that we had a lot of peace. We had a lot of peace meetings because brothers was pissed off. And shortly after that, I started doing my television show, because I started doing my television show in Compton in '92 because of the riots. That combined with being a part of the peace treaty and the various things in the city, we would do even peace dances at our doodles. I mean, it was a movement, but man, it was one of the movements that we wanted it bad. But a lot of people didn't want this. They didn't want that, dude. They didn't want that, man. Nah. That seemed like something that we have to keep this status quo. Because one thing about it, we realized that at that time, gangbangers had the police outnumbered majorly. Okay, and I remember being at Magic Johnson Park or over Ujima Village. We had about 5,000 people over there, Bloods and Crips, okay, essays, everything. And I've never been a gangbanger. I've always been a peace promoter in my own way. And because of my musical history, I have a lot of respect from gangbangers. And they asked me to speak a couple of times. Two things happened that day. A few things happened that day. One, I remember brothers at that time was in their 50s and 60s, crying and hugging, red and blue, trying to work it out, dude. It was a lot of love in that park. Two, the police was videotaping everything that was going on that day. They had cameras everywhere, big ass cameras. And three, when I got ready to get my liquor license at the current affair, the intelligence department from the Inglewood Police Department told me they was going to block my liquor license because I was affiliated with the Crips. The police called me and told me that, Mr. Williams, I know you're trying to open your business, but we're not gonna prove that because we have you speaking at a gang rally in Los Angeles, and we understand you're affiliated with the Crips. First of all, don't tell nobody else that lie. I'm over in Inglewood. I ain't never been a Crip. Third of all, if that's your intelligence, they not too smart. Okay? I've never listen to what I was saying. Listen to what I was saying. They eventually got up off of it, but they tried to block me from getting my liquor license behind that speech, man. That's why I don't do a lot of stuff in public. Here I am on TV, goddammit. But I have to be very careful with what I say because I know people do listen, and it's very disturbing when somebody call you and tell you that there's something you did. I don't know, at that time might have been 4 or 5 years ago, that they have videotape of you speaking at an event, at a gang event. Like, okay. How were the media treating this thing, the gang truth specifically? It was really crazy, man, because they didn't believe it. They did not support it at all, dude. And it was very frustrating. We talked about that a few times. It was like this. Gang treaty. It was two guys, 2 shots fired today at so-and-so. I guess this treaty is not going as well as they think it is. That kind of bullshit. I'm serious as fuck. I'm serious as fuck. Okay? Yeah, the gang treaty. I thought it was a gang treaty. There's 2 shots fired over so and so, and a robbery over here, whatever the case may be. And the news had a very cavalier attitude about it. Like, yeah, right. Y'all ain't gonna do nothing. And it was never really like it was supported by the news at all, dude. It was never supported by the news. In fact, I remember during the riots, I remember seeing newscasters would be in front of a store that was being robbed. We're at the corner of Central and 35th Street at a grocery store. There's not a cop anywhere around. There are no cops anywhere. People are having a field day. No, but so you just told them where to go. I'm telling you, dude. I got 5 minutes left. It's the same thing. I remember, dude. The news was different back then, dude. I remember when the news was talking about powder cocaine, like it was the new drug that was the fountain of youth. Powder cocaine, cocaine, the party drug of the 80s, all over Hollywood, all over New York. It's everywhere. It's the drug of the 80s. It's called the champagne drug. Shit, man, you want some of that shit. Okay, I'm not lying. Jerry Dunphy, who was on the news back? Jerry Dunphy was my dude here in California.
Tom Brokaw.
Was Tom Brokaw and Walter Cronkite, all of them. Cocaine, party drug of the 80s. It's everywhere. It's in the clubs. It's, it does this, it does that. It keeps you up all night long. Damn, that shit sounds fantastic. And that's how the shit was. That's how they talked about it, man. It was like they were promoting this shit. Real talk, dude. And this is the news era that I remember. And I'm quite sure if somebody said that it wasn't like that. I wish you can find some of those old. I've looked for some of them old cocaine stories. You ain't gonna find them on YouTube nowhere.